Hello, I'm coming to you live from Fairfax, Virginia today. There is some breaking news at this hour. Did you know that an atom is made up of subatomic particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons? The protons have a positive charge, the electrons a negative charge, and the neutrons a neutral charge. The protons and the neutrons are located inside of the nucleus and have different masses, and the electrons are located within the electron cloud and have the least mass. Now, I'm not one for science, but some of these facts might really amaze you. Did you know that some of the most naturally occurring hydrogen isotopes are hydrogen 1, 2, and 3? Now, you may find what I just said a little boring, but it's important info to understand for the rest of this segment. One of the hottest topics nowadays is radiation, because it causes a lot of damage. Well, let me tell you about the dangers of radioactive isotopes and radiation. Some of the dangers include damages to body tissue, illness, death, DNA mutation. These are some serious risks, considering all of the benefits of radiation. Some of these benefits include a fuel source, killing cancerous tumors, destroying anthrax, and killing bacteria. These are just a few of the many good benefits that radiation has on our society. So the question is it worth it? Is it worth it? Well, while you think about that, I'm going to get into the pieces that make up a radioisotope. The three particles are alpha and beta particles and gamma rays. Another important part of the nuclear process is fission. Fission, remember that, fission. Fission is when an unstable atom splits into two pieces that are stable, which release energy. If you get one thing out of this report, it should be this. Waste disposal of nuclear materials begins with using a tightly sealed object to put the waste inside of the bin, put it in a secluded nuclear waste storage center so that it cannot cause harm to anybody else. A story that I came across not too long ago was one from Lake Anna, Virginia, and it had to do with the safety of swimming in the lake. The problem is that the lake is close to a nuclear plant. This nuclear plant withstood an earthquake just before the levels of tritium in the lake rose. The levels of tritium in the lake rose, therefore creating a huge stir, and that's why we're talking about it now. The problem is that the plant is filled with radioactive isotopes, which have not reached their half-lives yet, and they're filled with radioactive decay. The other problem is that tritium is filled with a dangerous type of radiation called beta radiation. That's not a good radiation. But the good news is that it is a low-energy beta radiation, so it cannot penetrate the skin, but it can harm significantly if it ingested. So now we're going to talk about ingestion. If you ingest it, well, I'm going to tell you what happens if you ingest it. The water is safe because the U.S. picocures level is 20,000 and Lake Anna contains 16,500 picocures. The half-life of that would be 12.5 years and make it 8,250 picocures. So in order for this one area, which has twice the amount of picocures so I think 40,000 or something, if you ingested any of that water, you would become sick. But in 12.5 years, it would be at 20,000, and then you would be safe. So the safe number of years before that water can be ingested in that certain area is 12.5 years for it to go down to 20,000 picocures. After this, it decays into helium after going through beta decay. The nuclear equation is 12.32 plus 0.02 years. And now getting to the end of the segment, three of the most important radioactive isotopes are radiogenic, anthropogenic, and cosmogenic. These are all just other examples of great radioactive isotopes that can cause harm to us but are used in everyday life by scientists to make our society better by using energy. And that's all for this segment.